It's Tom and Todd's Face Off on WRKO.
Hey, you know, the Red Sox were eliminated this week, but you know what's going on? The other seasons are in full swing. Patriots, Celtics, Bruins, and of course, Face Off, always in season on AM 680 WRKO.
What should the government's role be when it comes to stemming the violence like we saw in Mattapan this week? Do we need to spend more money on social programs? Do we need the National Guard on patrol?
Well, the shootings in Mattapan spawned a big reaction on our show, and it's going to be across the board, whether it's in public safety, police, National Guard, the whole routine, public safety first, education second, economic opportunity third, and the black community has to speak up beyond the ministers.
Stop
the
trying to
black
blame the
community
victims here.
has to speak up.
Come on now, Tom. First of all, we have to get Democrats out of control of our urban areas. They own them and they operate them, and they're doing a miserable job. Education, terrible. Safety, terrible. Human beings going to waste generation after generation, being held captive by social programs that keep them alive, but there's no opportunity to get ahead without education, security, and capital. They're missing all three.
It is a mess, but every part of the prescription that Todd just gave you, you know what else happens? It costs money.
Yeah, this costs money
to put people away, to send them to prison for long periods of time, to put more cops on the street, to get better teachers in the street.
They just have no compassion.
Bob Woodward's new book, Obama's War, came out yesterday. Various statements have leaked from the book before it hit the shelves. Are you surprised by Obama's handling of the war?
I don't know. I haven't read the book, so it's hard to comment on the book per se. The leaks are kind of outrageous and upsetting, but I'm not sure that those reflect the tone of the book. I think Bob Woodward has written a book that's probably pretty complimentary to the president in the end. But has he gotten himself in a ton of trouble in Afghanistan? He has. Is it a problem that he's got the key military guys around him don't support the whole thing and don't think they can win it, that we can win it? I think that's a problem.
I expect more from Woodward. Maybe I'm wrong in that, but I expect more. I would expect a more biting critique or commentary on the president's decisions as to what the heck we're still doing there 10 years later. And if there's a case to be made, then make it, Mr. President. All we're getting is what I call Washington salon gossip about who likes whom and who argued with whom. Come on, give me a break. Every administration has their internal arguments. The president's got to man up and become a leader.
Oh, I didn't know this about the gossip. I'm going to go and get the book.
Should Tim Cahill drop out of the governor's race?
The perennial question. Should Tim Cahill drop out? I stay where I was last week, the week before, and the week before. No. He's entitled to be on the ballot. He earned his position. The voters in Massachusetts can make a choice. They'll decide whether he's relevant or not.
Don't be perennial.
What do you mean?
Bring a fresh imagination. It's a different environment each week. This week, I think it's clear.
Yeah.
He should be arrested, taken out of town. Something's got to be done to get him out of the race. Cooksey and I were brainstorming this. We're thinking we're going to have him on the air and invite callers to call in and do sort of a job search for Tim Cahill.
Oh, you
We'll
guys
put his resume on the website, and we'll see if we can find him an opportunity that will entice him to get out of the race. Because it's long overdue.
I thought you were going to suggest getting a big net and throwing it over Tim and kind of cutting him away.
That was my first suggestion.
The net should be for you and Cooksey because you're both the range.
As long as there's room for Cahill, that's fine. That's Face Off. Brilliant as usual. Check us out again next week here at WRKO.com.